the one, the only, Bencio.
Good afternoon and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Table Enabled. Today we continue with Shulchan Aruch Yomi Siman Reish Lamed Gimel. Siman a day is a lot. I realized it today. I'm like, so many people who learn Shulchan Aruch, they can spend Reish Lamed Gimel, 2 halachas. Or yesterday, Reish Lamed Beis, I think there was 3 halachas. People can spend weeks on that. In Kolel, in the Mir, best yeshiva, the biggest yeshiva in the world, the best Kolel, Avreichim. We're learning 10, 15 years. They're spending 3 weeks, 4 weeks on one simon. I'm doing it in one day. I'm giving Ian share, giving you better, giving you personalized stories. Can't top this. All right. Reish Lamed Gimel Zman Tfilas HaMincha Aleph. Misha Yispal Tfilas HaMincha La'achar Sheishos Mechza L'Mala Yata. I bet you didn't know this. Everyone in the firm world, you're very makpid. A lot of people are very makpid of Mincha Gedola. Mincha Gedola means at basically half an hour after Chatzos, right? Which technically is the time that you could bring the carbon tamid. Right? The Mincha is neged the carbon shalbein arbaim. Technically, you could bring it at 6:30. Really, technically, you can bring it at Chatzos. It's just we're not sure. Some there goes in their not to bring it at that time because sometimes there's a cloudy day they couldn't tell. After 6.5 hours, it's pretty clear that it was past Chatzos. Technically, even if you daven at 12 o'clock, you're Yotzi B'di'evet. But this is an astonishing Shulchan Aruch that really it's very B'di'evet to daven at 12:30. Iker Zmana, Mitesha Shos U'Mechzo L'Mala. Ad HaLayl D'Rabbanan Rehuda Ad Plaga Mincha Shehu Ad Sof Yudal Shos Chaser Raviyah. The main time for davening Mincha in the afternoon is 9:30 in the 9.5 hours into the from the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, which is 3:30 in the afternoon. Plus, until according to Rabbanan, according to Shkia Sachama, and according to Rabbi Yehuda, Plaga Mincha, which is basically 4:45. So according to Rabbi Yehuda, you only have an hour and 15 minutes every day to daven Mincha. We tend to pass, and we'll see like the Shulchan Aruch on Shkia until Shkia. So you have on 6 day, you would have 3:30 to 6 o'clock to daven Mincha. That's the main time. The reason is the main time is because like the Gemara says in Maseches Pesachim, they would wait to bring the carbon tam and shalben arbaim until Mincha Gatan, until 3:30. Why? Why do they do it? Because there's halacha that after you bring the carbon tam, you can't bring any other karbanos. So they want to push it off so they could bring other karbanos before the carbon tam. This is halacha. Now I asked my Rosh Hashiva at that time, Rosh Hashiva Yaakov Friedman from Beitar. I asked him. I learned the Shulchan Aruch. I was learning this many years ago, and the minhag in that yeshiva, as is most yeshivas, is daven mincha gedola. 1:30 seder was over, you daven mincha, and 1:30 is not 3:30. How could you do that? He didn't even answer my question. He either looked at me very sternly, got appearing like he was very perturbed that I asked this question, or even said something like, "You don't ask a question like that." Like I was affronting his honor by asking such a question, because the minhag in the yeshiva was not to do that. I said, "How could what do you do with the shulchan?" I just wanted to know. I don't understand. If that's only b'di'evet to daven mincha at 1:30, why is the yeshiva davening at 1:30? Why are all yeshivas? And Shar Yashiva was like that. Torah Vadasa was like that. All yeshivas I was in. They do it strategically because the daven mincha ktana that falls out either during the break, the lunch break, or it falls out during the middle of second seder. They don't want to chas v'shalom interrupt second seder because it has to be bertifos. It has to be a continuous. Halacha is halacha. It's tefillas mincha over here. We paskin, you stop your learning to daven tefillah. Daven tefillas mincha. Tefillas mincha is not a rishus. It's a chova, just like tefillah shachris. So, I'm a little surprised in retrospect. I was surprised then, but I'm even more surprised now that I didn't get an answer. I only got an angry look from him. It's a legitimate question. I mean, it's really a legitimate question. It's, the proof is on him. What do you do with the Shulchan Aruch? All right, anyway, if you go to many working places, or the modern Orthodox shuls, the minhag is to daven right before Shkia. That's what I daven. I daven right before Shkia over here. And then, Some people is just right after Shkia they daven Marav, which is you're allowed to do 100%. Some people learn in between. Here they wait 20 minutes and then they start Marav. But they follow the halacha more correctly than the yeshivas. Hard to believe. The yeshivas have all day to sit to learn at the avodas Hashem, and they're not even makayim the proper halachas of mincha. Haga, misharin shos elu lefi inyan hayom. How do you measure, what's considered 3.5 hours, or 9.5 hours, or 11 and 3/4? Afim hayom arach misharin al yabei shos. Enikra shos manios kol ken mechol makom shiru chama mishal b'shos misharin b'shos elu. You don't go what time it is on the clock, right? You don't say if it's 6 o'clock in the summer, it doesn't mean you can't daven mincha anymore. You have now until 7:30. It's called shal zmani. It's the machlokes in the Magen Avraham, it's Magen Avraham and the Gra. The question is, where do you start from? Do you start from alos in the morning until Seis Nakal Kavim, which is a lot more time, and you divide that into 12, or the beginning of the Gra, where you start from Nates Hachama until Shkia, which is less time, and you divide that into 12, and that's how you get your 12 hours. That's why this man for Kriya Shema for the Gra is much later than Magen Avram. Vasikna, the Avad Kamar, Avad David Kamar, the Gemara Paskins, and Machlokes in Rabban Rabbi Yehuda, when can you daven mincha? You can choose like one or the other. This makes a lot of sense. The Shulchan Aruch says you have to make the choice, and you can't just flip flop every day. You can't just say, "Oh, today I'll pass like Rabban, today I'll Yehuda." Right? If you go to a rabbi and there's two opinions whether you can turn on an air conditioner before Shabbos, it said the air conditioner to go on at Shabbos, or Moshe finds that you shouldn't do that. Or Shlomo Zalman said you shouldn't do that. I think one or the other. I'm not sure. I think Shlomo Zalman said you shouldn't do that. So, you get a psak from your Rebbe. You can't just flip flop. He passed like one. You can't say next week I'll go like the other one. You have to make a choice. And if you follow like when you do mater neder and then follow like the other one, if you like the Rabbanan and you say until Shkias Achama is man mincha, you can't daven Marav after plag. If you hold like Yehuda, you're allowed to daven Marav already at plag on mincha, already at 4:45 in the afternoon. You have to be careful that you shouldn't daven mincha at that time. Now the minhag, the Shulchan Aruch was talking, so to do it at halayla. You shouldn't do it before Shkias Achama. His pal tefillas arvis and plaga mincha lamala yatsa or shasat chak yachal his pal tefillas arvis plaga mincha lamala. However, the Mishnah Berurah points out that bidi eved, even though the Gemara says David Kamar Avid, David Kamar Avid, even one day usually follow like the Rabbanan. The time for mincha is till Shkia, the time for Amar is after Shkia. But it's a shasat chak, or bidi eved you made a mistake, and you davened Ma'ariv after Plaga Mincha. As long as you daven Mincha that day before Plaga Mincha, it's not called a Tarti Desastre. Tarti Desastre means you're holding like nobody, right? If I daven the Zman between Plaga Mincha and Shkia, I daven both Mincha and Ma'ariv, that's like nobody. It's not like Rabban, it's like Yehuda. You're not Yotze over there. But if I paskin like one of them, I change, even though normally I have to paskin like one of them forever. But on one day, I can switch off. I'm not sure I agree with this so much, because why could you do this? It's also hard to do the Sasra. You always pass like a Yehuda. If you want to change the pasuk when they're running, you got to go to Mater Neder. You got to pass like a Rabbi. I don't understand this kula. Usually I find kula. I think it's too makel over here. If the halach is like one, you chose. The Gemara is David Kamar Avid Mar Kavid. Doesn't mean if I do like one today, I can do like the one tomorrow. You choose who you want to follow for the rest of your life. If you want to be if you want to later on in your life reconsider, you can be Mater Neder. You can always be Mater Neder, but. That's what I think. The Ramah says, apparently in Warsaw, Poland, where is he from? Warsaw? Krakow. He's from Krakow, the Ramah. He says, if they daven, their minhag was to daven Marav very early, a Plaga Mincha, so then you have to make sure to daven Mincha before Plaga Mincha. However, he says that again, like we said it before, that technically on one day you could switch off. if you normally follow like Yehuda, you can follow like Rabbanan. As long as you don't do a Tardi Sasra, which is basically Dav Mincha and Marav in that short time frame between Flag Mincha and Shkia. Beis Mish Lo Mayim Sarich Lital Yadav Kilis Bal Alf Bishen Yodei Lahem Shul Lichla V'Lo Yivarich V'Ayin Lael Simon Sadi Beis Sefei. We learn in the morning you're supposed to make a bracha on Tilas Yadayim. Now the bracha is two opinions. Why do you make? The Rashba says because you're a Bria Chadasha. So therefore, in the morning you're Bria Chadasha. In the afternoon you're not Bria Chadasha. So there's no point in making Tilas Yadayim and making a bracha. The Rosh says the bracha on Tilas Yadayim is because your hands get dirty at night because they touch your body, which is uncovered, because people don't sleep with their clothes. They sleep just in their underwear and they take off their shirt. So your hands get dirty. And when your hands get dirty, so here also, if your hands are dirty, you would make a bracha according to the Rosh. However, since it's a machlokas, and we're not sure who we paskin, like by mincha, according to the Rashba, you would not need doing tilas yadayim, so therefore you don't make a bracha. However, it's a good thing to follow the Rosh and do tilas yadayim. Even if you're getting up from learning, and during your learning you're careful not to touch any uncovered part of your body, still, as a chumrah, we're concerned maybe you did touch a part of your body. And of course, if you don't have any water, you don't have to actually wash. You should, if there's a chash that your hands might be dirty, you can wipe your hands on anything on the desk or on your pants or something like that. Because we said even by Netilas Yadayim in the morning that if you don't have water, you can use any kol midi dimanaki, anything which cleanses your hands. You could use, because the point is to have your hands clean. It's not that you have to actually wash your hands. Water is the easiest way to take off dirt off your hand. But if anything that cleans, you should do that b'diavad. And here also, it's a chumrah. You don't have to do Tilas Yadayim before mincha or before marav, but it's a chumrah to do it. So you do it even if you know your hands are not dirty. I don't usually do this. I don't like chumras. Stay tuned. That's the conclusion of today's year. Stay tuned for Ian to lean on, where I talk about engage more in what this discussion. Avid kamar avid, avid kamar avid. You have to always paskin like one. Although seemingly the poskim say you can switch off on different days, but the Abed or Shas I'll talk about that more. Ian to lean on coming up next.